All right, boys. We're going to be doing Premier League predictions for Match Week 3 today. Still trying out a new thing on YouTube here. Just going to be going live on YouTube for the Premier League predictions, and people can just kind of, stop by or let me know what they think as I do the predictions. Just Sean, I see you in here early. Let's see if this is working out. Nice. This is working out here. Let's go. And we got Jay Core in here, green from Rosemont. Let's go, brother. So, yes, we're going to do Premier League predictions today, going game by game by game, analyzing the odds, and then coming up with a correct score either together or just me, right? So let's get to it. We got Chelsea and Fulham as the early 7:30 in the morning. I hope I get to watch this one. I'll be in Chicago, so it'll be 6:30 my time. So hopefully I can get up for this, maybe at least catch a little bit of it, something like that. Finslayer, what's good? Corey, what's good? Bam tomorrow's a lock. We can maybe talk about that in the Discord. I haven't even thought about that game yet really too much. But we got Chelsea Fulham here. I know, very exciting. So we are looking at, what are the odds? 1.57 for Chelsea. I know they don't have Cole Palmer, right? That's probably in here. They have a lot of injuries, actually, but mainly, we have no Cole Palmer. Fulham are pretty healthy, according to FlashScore, at least. Predicted lineups, we got, Delap up top, João Pedro behind, Estevao getting the start would be pretty crazy. Neto, we have Sessegnon over here for Fulham, Jimenez, Iwobi, just looks pretty straightforward to me. So, yeah, they got Chelsea pretty much favored here at 1.57. What's the total looking like? 3, maybe? 3.5. So they're probably thinking, 2-1. Actually, you know what? This doesn't really make me feel too confident that they have Fulham scoring. Let's see how Fulham fare in Chelsea in general. So, actually, it's pretty crazy. So, I mean, the last match they played in the Bridge, or at the Bridge, Fulham won 2-1. So that's something interesting there. What else do we have here? We have a draw as well. Chelsea 2-0. Chelsea. So it seems like there's a couple of both teams that score no results in their past few. Chelsea in general at home, I mean, pretty straightforward, pretty fire. They are pretty fire here. So I wonder what we are thinking. Maybe let's look at the handicap here possibly and see. So they probably just think Chelsea win by 1 or 2. I don't know. Early morning match has me a little bit worried on how many goals we'll see here. Do I really think Chelsea drop this match? I mean, that was my whole narrative with the West Ham match was, do I think Chelsea really dropped 2 straight matches? And I was like, no, they don't. So same thing, same idea here at home. I feel like, especially after that Crystal Palace 0-0. I feel like early match kind of a little bit tough. This is the last matchup for the international break, too. I think for this one, what are you guys thinking? Shub, what's good? What's good? Will you be live for these games tomorrow? No, I will not be live for these games tomorrow. I will be on vacation with my family until, it's Tuesday night, so technically until Wednesday. Kind of sucks, I know. But I will be back next week, and then we'll get right after it. I mean, we have NFL next week, too. But, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm going to roll with, I think this is pretty nice here. I think I'm going to go roll with a 2-0 Chelsea win. You're just 2-0. Something about the early morning match, BTTS being 1.75. I feel like most matches in Prem we see about 1.5 or 1.6 mainly. 1.75 is a little bit higher than I would have thought. That's why I don't think Fulham are scoring here. And I think Chelsea just get a nice, maybe boring, probably realistically 7:30 in the morning, the early Prem match, probably a boring 2-0 win. Have a good holiday, boss. I appreciate you, bro. If you guys have no thoughts on this one, we can move forward to the Sunderland and Brentford match here. That's the next one. Yeah, Sunderland, Brentford. Next match here. Just want to see one thing here. All right, cool. All right, so we have Sunderland and Brentford. We got 3 odds. Sunderland at home, pretty decent odds for, I would say, for Sunderland, right? As the newly promoted team. Brentford are only 2.4. I think last match my idea was Brentford. I think it was Brentford. Not the EFL. So, my initial thought here was Nottingham Forest destroyed Brentford. So, when the Brentford-Aston Villa match got brought up, I think a lot of people were feeling Aston Villa, especially after that 0-0 draw versus Newcastle. Whereas I predicted a 2-1. I predicted a 2-1 Brentford win. So, it was pretty nice because Brentford, I think, were like a 3-odd underdog at home or something like that. So, kind of interesting that they did play a lot better at home. and then they still beat Bournemouth in the EFL Cup 2 away from home. So something to think about there. Sunderland lose a heartbreaker against Huddersfield in the cup, but they also had a 2-0 loss against Sunderland, and I had Burnley to win 1-0, which kind of annoys me a little bit because Burnley 1-0, Burnley 2-0 was kind of the thought process there, but didn't really come through like that. So again, 3 odd for Sunderland, 2.4 for Brentford. The over-under sits at what? Right at 2.5, and then both teams to score sits at 1.8, so even higher than the last match against Chelsea and Fulham. So kind of interesting that they are favoring Brentford, but they're not really feeling both teams to score. Kind of has me thinking this could be a really, really I don't want to say dead, because it may not really be dead. It could be a really popping game, but just not have goals in it. And I don't think we're going to have anything recently here to help us with, obviously. Sunderland at home, again, not going to be able to help us, even if we see all these red results here. These are just in the championship or even in club friendlies coming up to the season. So not much we can do here. Okay, we got a 1-0 Brentford. All right, 1-0 Brentford is what you were thinking. See, I'm kind of about it. I'm not really sure just how I feel about this 2.45 line. Like these odds here kind of have the match kind of, I feel maybe like a 1-0 either team. I'm almost going to go against what I would have normally thought with this BTTS line being so high. For some reason, I still feel like it comes in. I feel like it still comes in. Website looks amazing. Yes, Shub, I appreciate you sending me this website so it can look pretty clean down below here. 52, you like 1-1. Not gonna lie to you, bro. It's gonna sound like I'm copying you, but I really was thinking 1-1 as well. The 1.8 is making me hesitant. It's making me a little bit hesitant, but I was thinking draw here. I think I will be going with 1-1. So yeah, Sunderland, Brentford, 1-1 is what I'm feeling in that match. And I'll go over like a recap again, even though they're right there for everybody to see. 1-1, Taylor will give a pen somehow. Sosa, what's good? Yes. So you're thinking Anthony Taylor masterclass in this match. Is he yeah, you're all over it. That's the one thing I didn't really check out. I mean, the lineups were pretty straightforward, I figured. I didn't think there's much here to really analyze. Sometimes I also think, too, even if you do know the lineup is like some guys missing, some guys not missing, like the books already planned for all of that. The books know when guys are going to be out or in before any of us do. So I always imagine that it's very negligible that, someone being out or in can really impact, a full-blown, like, against the odds at least. But interesting there. I like it. 1-1. Let's move on to Manchester United and Burnley. I mean, there's not much to say about Manchester United here other than, like, LOL, right? Like, just respectfully. That's almost a respectful way to go about it. You go online, you go on Twitter, you go anywhere. It's pretty crazy out here for Manchester United and how they're being perceived and how they're being dragged through the mud. And, I mean, deservedly so, being dragged through the mud. It is what it is, right? You don't want to get dragged through the mud, don't lose to Grimsby on pens. But I think we can throw that game out of our brains here for a little bit. Maybe a one-off. I mean, no one really brought up how crazy the weather was. It was raining insane. And I know before people go, it was raining for Grimsby too. But, dude, it was raining insane second half. I didn't really get to see the first half too much. So I'm not really sure how Grimsby ended up putting in two goals in the first half without any really crazy conditions. But in any case, we got United and Burnley here. 1.33 for United seems about right. I think that's even a little bit high considering, you would think United at home should not have any issues with Burnley, but nothing can be taken for granted anymore here. So the total is sitting at about, 2.753, thinking about 2 to 3 goals per usual. Nothing crazy there. 1.95. 1.95. Wow. So they're really just, this is one of those matches where do I want to just predict the bounce back? I'm always about zigging when everyone's zagging and zagging when everyone's zigging. So I think there's going to be a lot of people getting cute on this match. I don't feel like really getting cute on this match. I think it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. There's going to be a lot of, I would say, hate towards United. I think a lot of people are going to be loading up Burnley double chance in their slips. They're going to be loading Burnley to win, Burnley to score 2 goals, maybe something like that. I don't think I'll be going with any of that, right? I think if the books were actually down on United, they would have had the BTTS line sitting more closer to maybe 1.7. Like, here's my thought process. If Grimsby scores 2 on United, and they're really not thinking both teams score in this match because these odds are sitting at 2, well, one of 2 things are going to happen. United are just going to easily coast and win this match, or Burnley win to 0, which would be absolutely insane. I cannot imagine that happening. What's the -1? You want to see the -1 handicap line? It's sitting at 1.5. I mean, I'm actually thinking, crazy enough, I'm thinking either 2-0 or 3-0 United. I know. It sounds crazy, but it has to sound crazy. The Prem prediction's got to be crazy a little bit, because if you just go based on what did you do for me last week, you're going to end up getting all these wrong. That's kind of how I was approaching the Brentford prediction the week before and the Burnley prediction the week before, right? Burnley looked embarrassing. Brentford looked embarrassing. Next week, they both got the win, right? And I predicted both those wins. So kind of same idea here, although it's not as crazy because it is Manchester United at the end of the day. I know. They're not looking great right now, but I still feel like that even with their troubles right now, I think they still get it done. 2-0 United, I feel. So you're feeling 2-0 United. Yeah, I'm thinking my first thought was 3-0. I just cannot imagine they don't cover the total themselves. I just feel like they have to come out. They have to come out going crazy. It's against Burnley, and I think there's a lot on the line here. If they drop points, I would just be stunned. Like, absolutely stunned. I know it's kind of, it's not the craziest take to be like the 1.36 dropping points would stun somebody, but it would stun me. So, I think with that being said, I'm going to still just roll with a 3-0 Manchester United win over Burnley. If it does end 2-0, I respect the call, Shub. I respect the call. But I'm going for all intents and purposes here. I like that 3-0 United win, like against the grain, essentially. Against the grain, where I think everyone's going to be down on them. I'm going to be a little bit higher on them. They will have a lot in their minds from the loss, but they will have to prove themselves at home at least. It is one of those type of matches for me where it's like, if the books, for example, and I think people are going to be like, oh, United name brand will have them at 1.36. I still think you can give them United name brand a little bit higher. Like, they could. If they really were super down on them, they could have given them like 1.5. You know what I mean? They could give them like 1.5, 1.55 even. They definitely wouldn't have given them 1.6 at home. No way, against Burnley. But I think 1.5 would have been kind of like, okay, the books are a little scared here too about how United play. They don't want to get burned on Burnley. But at 1.36, they don't seem concerned at all. And if they were even somewhat concerned, they would not be putting the both teams to score line at 1.95. I think they win 0, and I think it's going to be 3-0. That would be my prediction on United and Burnley. Managers helping the chopping block. If they lose, players should go all out. That's also like kind of what I'm thinking, although you would have thought that. Not chopping block before the Grimsby match, but you would have thought something similar. But I'm on the same page as that. Just essentially that they just have to go full throttle here. It's just an absolute catastrophe happening right now at the club. So I think this is the match to get it done, 3-0, and then everyone kind of calms down a little bit. It's one of those matches I see United winning and everyone going, it's just Burnley. So it's just Burnley. Like, just beat Burnley. All right, Tottenham and Bournemouth. Actually a pretty fun matchup here. If I remember last year, oh my goodness. Where is that match where I had Tottenham money? Yeah. I remember I took Tottenham money line in this match against Bournemouth where they lost 1-0. You may be asking why I did it. I don't even know. Don't even have a good answer right now for that. So on the United match, I'm on 2-0 or a worried 2-1. I see Bruno headless and booking as well. Dude, that is one concept I did not think about, which is a United player getting a red card possibly. That would be brutal. That would be a great way for Burnley to be able to score possibly. That would be. So what is the predicted lineup for Tottenham and Bournemouth? What do they have here? They have Richarlison, Johnson, Kudus, Paulinho, Sarr, Bentancur. I think Tottenham's squad's pretty strong. Maybe they're moving Diffie under Thomas Frank. Some people are probably saying they're moving different under Thomas Frank. I will say this, though. Van de Ven and Romero being healthy, you will automatically move different when you have your full back line healthy, which is, I think, one of the things here. Also, Spence over Udogie, I think, has been pretty good as well. But I think overall, the squad's healthy, so they're looking good. Bournemouth, Semenyo's insane. I think Evanilson's kind of mid. Maybe I'll be wrong about that later. Evanilson, just from what I've seen, feels kind of mid. Tavernier is great. I think Adams is good. He had a great challenge to take the ball away to lead, I think, to Bournemouth either first or second goal last week. So that was nice. So we'll see how this one goes. Opinion on Xavi Simon's signing. Dude, the crazy thing about the Xavi Simone signing is, like, I feel like he was all Chelsea, and then last night I woke up and I was like, oh, he's on Tottenham now? I think it's pretty great. I wonder what the plan is for him, though. So, like, are they going to have him playing, behind Richarlison or the striker? Like, whoever they have at striker is going to have him playing behind him? I don't see them putting him on the wing, right? The wing, I don't think, because when I watch him play for Netherlands, which I think he plays the best, I feel like Xavi plays the best, more centrally in the midfield to, be able to, be a playmaker more than, taking defenders on one-on-one on the outside. I think he's probably better just more centrally. So I guess he replaces Paulinho. Maybe a Tottenham fan can probably educate me on where they have Xavi going. I've only seen the transfer. I haven't done any follow-up to see like what the plan is. Pinkers, what's good, brother? Pinkers, what's good? Good, sir. Any good value bets you taking today, or only predictions? Only predictions today, bro. I'm trying something new where I go live on YouTube here, and I strictly just do Premier League predictions, just to have a full-blown YouTube video made while interacting with the chat. Because I feel like I'm best at like just content creation in general when I'm in a stream format versus when I pre-record a YouTube video, which takes me forever. I feel like it's kind of weird. It's like out of my character a little bit, so I feel like it's better when I have a back and forth vibe going here. I'm curious as to which games see the highest scoring. I'll keep that in mind. I don't really... I guess there's a couple that have some vibes behind them, but we'll see. Like, I don't know about this one like right away, just because I feel like both teams may be decent defensively here. Ducello, shout out Kiev. What's good? Hello from Bradford. Let's go, Bradford. Shout out Bradford. Let's go. And then Min, what's good, brother? What's good, my Danish lad? So we have Tottenham, we have Bournemouth, we have the odds sitting at 1.73 for Tottenham. So they're not fully convinced on Tottenham when they're giving you a good enough odds to be like, hey, we know Tottenham are better. They've looked great, but just be weary of Bournemouth here. And both teams score. See, now this is the number I've been seeing, right? Or this is a better number, right? Not the 1.75 we saw in Chelsea Fulham. Not the 1. What was it here again? I just want to see out of curiosity. Not the 1.8 in Sunderland, Brentford, and definitely not the 1.95 we saw in Manchester United and Burnley. We are seeing a 1.57 both teams score here, which has me thinking, obviously, we're probably going to see both teams score, especially when you only have Tottenham at 1.73 and they have the both teams score market low. That means they're probably feeling it. So what do we have here for the total? All right, now we finally have a higher total where we're talking 3 to 4 goals. Not anymore 2 to 3 goals, but 3 to 4 goals. Eden Hazard, which Dinamo, Fiorentina, and Crystal Palace. What's wrong? What happened to Eden Hazard? Greetings from Accra. Let's go. Shout out Accra. Let's go. Wait, Shub mod. Yes, Shub was the very first YouTube supporter, so we had to give him mod. You know how it goes, bro. We had to give him mod. Very first YouTube supporter. When nobody believed in me on YouTube, Shub was there. It's actually how Shub found me, I'm pretty sure, was on YouTube. So that's why I felt like it was kind of beneficial to just go live on YouTube here. For the Premier League predictions. Like I said, I think this is better to do this type of content this way than to what's the word I'm looking for? Than to pre-record a video, which just takes more time, doesn't make me stream, and yeah, I think this is nicer. He did today draw on Conference League. Got it. Is it only mod on YouTube or Twitch and Discord as well? Just mod on YouTube. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. They're on you, Shub. They're on to your crap here. All right. So Tottenham, Bournemouth. We're gonna be sitting at 1.73. Tottenham at home. Let's see. 2-2, 3-1, 2-3. A lot of back and forth results here with Tottenham and Bournemouth. As you can see, they're all pretty high scoring in general. You know what? Maybe this match can be a crazy one. I'm kind of in between a couple predictions here. I was thinking either 3-1 Tottenham or 2-1 Tottenham. I feel like it's going to be one or the other. I feel like this is almost, it's kind of crazy to say match week 3, but I feel like this is a big match to tell us if Tottenham's for real or not. Don't you agree? I feel like this is the match that you'd be like, oh, are Tottenham serious? Or are they just kind of like, they had a nice little couple early matches and now they got to play Bournemouth. You know what I mean? I'm on that with it. So, yeah, I think with this match here, unless anybody has any extra thoughts, I'm probably thinking 2-1. I'm probably thinking 2-1 Tottenham. And I think I will lock that in. I think I'm thinking 2-1 Tottenham. I was almost going to say fireworks in this match, but not quite. Not quite fireworks. Simple 2-1 Tottenham win. All right, Wolves-Everton. Wolves-Everton. We are looking at what here? 2.75, 3.2, 2.63. I don't know how I feel about Everton away from home, honestly. They're a team I love backing at home, I feel like, especially when people are down on them. But away from home, they just don't play the same. And I think Wolves absolutely need to get a result here now, right? Like, they need to pop in. They've already lost to City 4-0. They lost to Bournemouth 1-0. They have not scored a goal in the Premier League yet. If I'm not mistaken, though, against West Ham in the EFL Cup, they had a crazy comeback, right? Where they knocked down 2-0 and they ended up winning 3-2. I think that's how this match ended up. But I mean, that's where I'm at with the Wolves right now. They absolutely need to get a result here. Everton, on the other hand, I think they'll be all right long term, even with that 1-0 loss to Leeds. I mean, that loss was really bad though. They were really getting yammed on the entire match. Overall here, 2-1 is fair, but they didn't concede to City. Does that bother you for the Tottenham match? A little bit, but I like to like zag when everyone's zigging a little bit. That's kind of a zigzag here, where like you go based on last week and you think they didn't concede against Tottenham, and then the next week you're like, oh wait, they conceded against Bournemouth. Not even that. The way I actually kind of forgot about that concept, but like that makes me even want to take another Bournemouth goal, maybe a 3-2 Tottenham. I'm gonna leave it to 2-1, but I feel like that's just what happens, right? Tottenham kind of own City in general, too. It's kind of surprising how much they like actually do well against them. So we have 1-1, 4-0, 3-0. I think this is like whoever's at home gets the result, right? Wolves, result. I mean, Wolves, and then Everton back in 2021. That's kind of where I'm at with this one. I'm thinking Wolves win this match. I do not just know like what the exact score line I'm feeling. Okay, so now we're thinking 1 to 2 goals, kind of 2.25 being the main total, and both teams scored at 1.91. It does have me feeling like a 1-0 Wolves win. I don't think I have much other thoughts than just 1-0 Wolves here. There's something about Everton though that does like worry me, but I just can't put my finger on it. I just cannot, pinpoint what bothers me about Everton in this away match. I just feel like it could be another match where, both very tight, both begging for the result, and it ends up just being a Wolves 1-0 win, and I think I will go with that. I think I'll go with a 1-0 Wolves win over Everton there. Where we at? Manila has lost a spark, sadly 2-2. So you're thinking 2-2 here. Interesting. It would be typical to concede against City and not concede against a worse team. Oh, and yes, that would be typical. Yes, that's also more like EPL typical. Like you should really keep track of this. There's only the really, really good teams. I feel like I'm talking like the best ones, like the best top two, like a Liverpool, Arsenal, can keep consistent results. And Liverpool and Arsenal are the two teams that like would actually make me like kind of like turn my head if there was a something in the odds that was like very confusing. But I feel like for most other teams, like basically from like 3 to 10, you can't go too crazy on how last week went. This is like an NFL concept too. If you overly compensate for last week's and this week's predictions, you can get burned. I feel like a good bit. That's a 0-0 if I've ever seen one. No, it's not. I lied, but Larson not playing, so I don't know. You're not wrong, though. If it went 0-0, I would still feel okay with my 1-0 prediction. I don't know. I feel like the 0-0s, bro, are the matches no one ever thinks will be 0-0. And we might get into that later. It's always just the match you just never expect to be a 0-0 sometimes. Like Crystal Palace, Chelsea. I feel like after the fact it's 0-0, it's easy to say. Or Newcastle, Aston Villa was way worse for a 0-0. I don't think people were really expecting that. But yeah, Strand Larson isn't playing. All right. Let's keep moving here. How long have we been on this video? I'm just curious what the pacing is like right now. All right, 25 minutes. Not too bad. Going through every match at least. All right, we got Leeds and Newcastle. We got Leeds sitting at 3.4. Newcastle above 2 odds here, which I find. So they must be giving some respect to Ellen Road, if I'm not mistaken. Probably giving some good respect here to Ellen Road. We have the total between 2.5 and 2.75. So about, the usual. 2 to 3, 1.62. Oh, they're making this one difficult. Man. So they probably have not played in a while. No, they haven't. Last time they were at home, it was a pretty crazy 2-2. This was the type of result I was thinking. When you talked about the highest scoring game, I could actually see it being this one. I could potentially see it being this one. So, if I'm not mistaken, Newcastle did not play an EFL Cup match, which makes sense, right? I guess they had that automatic, bye week, so to speak. Leeds lost to Sheffield Wednesday, tragic fashion. They got stomped by Arsenal 5-0. I wonder if people are going to use that Arsenal 5-0 stomping to kind of guide them to an easy Newcastle win. But, I mean, Newcastle, on the other hand, hasn't looked, too much better. I mean, they did... Actually, that Liverpool game was pretty crazy over here. Books making it look like a 1-1. Are you talking about this Leeds match here? Because I could see that. I could see that. I could see a 1-1. I just can't really decide if I'm thinking draw here. I feel like the draw is just a little bit decent. Oh, wow, I guess I forgot. Gordon is out. And no Joelinton either. Ooh, that... I wonder if these Tanaka and Okafor will be in. That could be an issue. That could be an issue. That could be an issue there. Wise Min got a crown. I don't even know. I don't even know what those... I don't even know what those crown... Oh, I guess if you watch my stream, you get crowns. So Souza has the #1 crown, then Finn, then Min, then Shub. All right. Yes. That's where the crown comes from. My top fans. Tanaka and Padu are out. Tanaka's Leeds best player. Is Tanaka actually out, or is he just questionable? This is saying questionable right now. I don't know if is he for sure out. If he's for sure out, that would be an issue. But, I mean, then again, you do have Anthony Gordon out as well, who I think would be considered their best player. Maybe Alonga. Nah, it's got to be Anthony Gordon, right? We can hate him all we want, but, like, these guys got to be Anthony Gordon. Yeah, he's out. Oh, okay. That does make a little bit of difference here. I don't know, though. The 12:30 match, is Ellen Road going to be bumping? It's going to be what? 5:30? 6 o'clock, 6:30? 5:30, 6:30 there? This is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is more of a tough one here. I just don't know if I can pick Newcastle to win this match. I really don't. I really do not know if I can pick Newcastle to win this match. I'm thinking 1-1. I'm thinking 1-1. I almost thought 2-2. But 2-2 without Gordon, 2-2 without Tanaka. No, it can't be 2-2 without them. You're thinking Newcastle 3-1. Wow. You think Newcastle wins. Ooh, should I divert? Should I divert? You guys make me not feeling the leads anymore. I personally think Newcastle win. They played really well against Villa, even though they didn't win. And then, of course, Liverpool. Shoot. You guys are really feeling that. This is the game where moneyline bettors will cry the most. I almost feel like I'm being like, I almost feel like I'm being a little rude by, you know, going, ooh, we got a super chat from Shub. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the super chat, Shub. I appreciate you, brother. We are live on YouTube, baby. We're here. Shub, what are you thinking here? I was thinking draw. 3 people thinking Newcastle moneyline has me thinking maybe that I should really stick with the draw here instead of going Newcastle. I just always feel like when people are overly confident in one team to win and the odds are good, it's like 2 things, right? If you really feel like a team wins and the books have them about 2 odd, it just worries me. Now, it's not always the case. That's more of a long-term thing. It's more of a long-term thing. Should have more than 1 point. No, it is true. Newcastle only having 1 point so far is kind of a, it's kind of a tough one for them to swallow at this point because a 0-0 versus Villa probably should have, won that match. And then at least should have had a draw versus Liverpool. At least should have had a draw versus Liverpool. Them losing the Liverpool match, it also costed me my fantasy sleeper, which really upset me too, but that's besides the point. Check stats from the Villa-Newcastle game. Let's see. Yeah, I was not... I caught the tail end of this match and kind of just like, wow, the first early morning prem match really went 0-0. Oh, yeah, I mean, Newcastle were all over them, and that was even without Isak as well. But again, Gordon had a stinker here. I think Alonga could be a good play here for something if we thought about that. And that's kind of embarrassing, though. They had a red card. I forgot they had a red card for that long. Interesting. Yeah, I think... It's one of these things. It's like how do I explain this? Like, there's predictions I make that I may not believe in. Like it's like predicting a team to, like, for example, that Brentford one. It's like Brentford had no business beating Villa. I didn't believe it, right? But it's like I just feel like the odds are kind of pointing me to that, and I'm kind of feeling the same thing with Leeds here. I can't decide if it's a Leeds draw or Leeds result or a Leeds win or Leeds result, but I'm gonna just. I think this is the game where we decide if Leeds at home is going to be serious, like a serious issue for teams. So I'm going to stick with the 1-1. It was my first instincts. I don't think I want to be straight away off this one. This is one of those ones we can come back to and be like, okay, bro, what were you smoking when you predicted Leeds 1-1 over against Newcastle? That's going to be one of these ones here. That was being said about the Liverpool match as well. True. I will be honest. No, good point. I had Liverpool not winning that match, for sure. I didn't. Not winning the match. I for sure did not. Now, the way they won, fair play to them. I almost still feel like my vision on the on Liverpool not winning was there. It's just like, bro, what can you do? That's just a crazy one at that point. Vice City Lucas, what's good, brother? No, I got to draw to his men as moneyline bettors will cry once their Newcastle moneyline doesn't go through. That's what I'm thinking. I just feel it's a long-term play. It's a long-term game here with the correct score prediction sometimes. It's going to be difficult, I think. Maybe a 0-1 win Newcastle. See, 0-1 makes more sense to me. If Newcastle slaps them like 2-1, 3-1, I will fully admit I was wrong. If Newcastle win 1-0, I'll be like, all right, I was wrong, but like I was still kind of on the right path of it not being easy. And any other result, if Leeds win, I'm gonna be like, okay, I kind of had the right idea there. Fresh Fade, I appreciate you, bro. What I forgot, Joelinton and Tonali also being out there, huge losses. Not just by you, everyone was saying Liverpool odds were a trap. They felt like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie, they felt like that. It's just, here's the problem though, 52. Here's the problem though. Odds can look like traps, and the problem is, though, it's never going to always go in that direction. That's why when people, if you think about super boosts on sportsbooks, people always remember the ones that lose, but no one ever really remembers the ones that wins. Kind of same idea here. People remember the trap odds that don't end up trapping, but when trap odds actually come through, it's more of a big deal on the day of, and then people kind of let it go like after the fact. And that's kind of how I feel like this is going to go, or that Liverpool one's going to be. It's where it's like, I think the odds are still trappy. I think they were. They just didn't do they just didn't trap. You know, they just didn't trap anybody. Which, fair play to the odds there. They probably would have gotten. I think you got to throw that little rat cheese out there sometimes to, you know, occasionally get to trap someone like us, right, or me specifically. Like, people see the trap odds and they're like, oh, that's a trap. I'm gonna go the other side, and then it's not a trap. It's always fun though. It's always a fun little mental game there. What's the Spurs casualty looking sharp? I don't even, dude. I think I got it on Fanatics, bro. I got this one, the Arsenal one, and there was one more kit I got at the same time. It's kind of funny. Who the hell orders an Arsenal and Tottenham kit? I do. You got some good kit collections, dude. I'm jealous, dude. I'm trying to. I haven't bought a kit in a while. I'm trying to get more actually. But I appreciate you, bro. Exactly. Not all trap odds are true traps. Yeah, no, they're not. For sure. They're not all true traps here. And I think it brings a good point that, like, I think that's kind of how I do my predictions. I feel like sometimes if you do too much, I think that for me specifically, doing these correct score predictions, I've noticed that I do better when I stay with a consistent to what I believe in. But if I start diverting a little bit too much, then I get a bunch wrong. I think at least this way, when I have my consistent thought process with everything, like long term, I feel like I'm getting some nice ones right there. The only thing I should start doing though is I need to start putting at least like $1, for example, just to have the visual idea of like I make my predictions and then I put $1 either on the over under 2.5, the 1x2, or the both teams to score no, yes or no. I feel like if I picked one of those markets per game for $1, then it'd be interesting to see like where I'm at the end of each match week and the end of the season type of thing. All right, we got Brighton and City here. We have City at oh boy. We have City at 1.9. Wow. That's all I can just say is just wow, bro. So you know how we talked about United and the books respecting them because of their name, but I still think it's not because of their name, it's because they're just better than Burnley. See, here's an interesting one now for you. Forget the EFL Cup game. We don't care about that. You have Tottenham, who beat City 2-0 in Manchester City. And then you have Everton, who I thought absolutely destroyed Brighton. I mean, this is the one I really was feeling last week, was Everton to win against Brighton. After everyone was down on Everton, everyone's kind of high on Brighton after their 1-1 draw versus Fulham. Like, no. But now you have them both coming off of 2-0 losses, right? They're both coming off 2-0 losses. But see, now there's no respect for City. There's no respect for City. I don't even want to say this is respect for Brighton. Because, like, why are we respecting Brighton exactly? Because they did what? They lost to Everton 2-0. They drew Fulham 1-1. Like, what are we respecting? What are we respecting here, really, from Brighton? I don't think we should be respecting much of anything. But the books, man, they are really feeling City here. My Premier League brain does not even want to get me to predict City to not win this match. But, like, what are we thinking here? I mean, is it over under 3.5? Oh, it's 3-4 basically. It's 3.5. Yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be like a 3.25 type of number. Instead of putting it on the correct score, maybe put on the result in the sense of 2 like City money line parlay all the game week day by day. That's what I was thinking. Something a little fun to just track the money, because I feel like getting a correct score wrong, but like having the right idea. Like, for example, I had Brentford to beat Aston Villa. I keep bringing up that one. That's the only one I can really remember. That was like 3.4 odds or something like that for Brentford, if I'm not mistaken. So like that one, for example, felt good. Everton beating whoever the hell they beat last week. Same idea. Just like it's just like a nice, like, Everton beating Brighton. It's like a nice win, you know? So it'd be interesting to see, like, with those odds, if I play the odds properly, like where I'm at the end of it. High scoring game. I think Nori's still injured. Brighton would have scored at least 2 if Welbeck could kick a ball. That is how it goes, though. But I agree. That I remember Cryptic mentioned the Welbeck stuff in the chat. Yeah, this could be really crazy. This could just be a really crazy match. Do I really want to go against City, though, here? Am I really thinking that? I know 1.9 is pretty nice. This odds has to. I will say this, boys. For anybody watching it right now, if these odds stay at 1.9 or go up more, oh, it's so over for City. These odds got to drop. These odds got to drop. These odds got to drop for City if they're going to get a result here. I'm just really trying to decide where I want to go with this. I had 2 thoughts in my head. 2-2 and 2-3 City. Like, why can it not be 2-3 City in the same sense of Liverpool beating Newcastle, you know? Feels similar. Feels like a similar type of vibe here, but it's got to be a moment of magic then. -4. Well, he was -4. Oh, I guess missing the penalty gets you. I forgot it does that. That's right. I think I'm going to predict that. I think I'm going to predict a 2-3 City win. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to lock that one in. 2-3. 2-3 to Manchester City. I know. A bit crazy. But I'm going to lock that one in 2-3 to Manchester City. That's got to be this one feels like the craziest game on the board. If it ends 2-2, that's the only scoreline where I'll be genuinely upset. If it ends 2-2, that's the only one. Nottingham and West Ham. We got Nottingham Forest sitting at 1.72. We have West Ham sitting at 4.8. I'm a little surprised here. Are these odds not surprising to you guys a little bit? Why is Nottingham Forest not like 1.4? Crazy, but I do like an over 2.5 as a lay pick. I feel like out of all the matches on the game week today, that one does feel like that, like the nicest in terms of high scoring. I don't know if I can trust any of the other ones just because of either just some type of like thing that bothers me in every other matchup. But Brighton and City, I feel like just should be open, should be good. Like they should just both be going for it. Especially they're both coming off 2-0 L's. Like what better time to start, yamming goals in than against each other. This is shocking to me, though. Nottingham Forest and West Ham being 1.72 for Nottingham Forest. I would have thought it would have been like 1.45. Unless this is one of those ones where we come back to reality a little bit. West Ham is not as bad as we think they are. Nottingham Forest is not as good as we think they are. Could that possibly happen? Could that be a thing? Nottingham Forest have 4 points, looking pretty good. West Ham have none. West Ham have not caught a result in the new 2025 season yet, even in EFL where they blew that match. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they are 1.72, really. Doesn't really make sense to me. 1.95 is a both teams a score market? Bro, is this match ending 0-0? What is going on here? Bro, is this match ending? It's got. I mean, what? Are we thinking just 1-0 Forest then? It's got to be 1-0 Forest or 0-0. I swear, bro. If West Ham get the result in this type of match, I don't know what to say anymore then. Anyone out for Forest? Let's take a look at that. Anyone out for Forest? Just Dominguez. Looks like we have some pretty healthy squads here. Maybe it's a matter of the fact that West Ham's team here is not as bad as they're playing. You know what I mean? Maybe West Ham's team, I mean, we look at it, it doesn't look that bad, right? Hermanson, Kilman, Aguirre, Wan-Bissaka, JWP, Sucic, Diouf, Paqueta, Bowen, Fulcrum. That seems like a solid Prem side, no? That seems like a solid Prem side. Forest clear faves, in my opinion. That is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, why should Forest not just be massive favorites in this match? Like, they are at home. They looked very good at home. I think they're just good at home in general, are they not? Oh. I mean, I thought it would have been better than that. 3-0, 2-0, 1-0, 5-0, 1-4. All right, this is 2011. These last two, though, kind of are what I'm thinking. Like, are they just not going to win to nil? This is the only time I'll do this. I'm just so curious. What were their odds in the last match? They were 2 odd against them last time. Okay, and they won 2-0. And then when they won, was it 3-0? I checked the phone, or 2-0. Okay, so it was 3-0. They were 2.05 last time. What were they when they were 2-0? Okay, so they just give respect to West Ham then. So actually, in their last 2 matches, how did they play in West Ham? Oh, they beat them in West Ham too. Nah, dude, Nottingham Forest owns them. Last time West Ham even won was 2023 when they won 3-2, and they're 1.72. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Nottingham Forest win in this match. 2-0 Nottingham Forest in this match. Oh boy, now we got the banger. Now we got the banger here. We are sitting on Liverpool and Arsenal. Dude, what time is this match at? 11:30. It'll be 10:30 in Chicago. Bro, hopefully I don't have a lot of plans going on. I would like to watch this. I would definitely like to watch this match somehow, some way. We have Liverpool sitting at 2.15, Arsenal at 3.2. If you ever wanted to know about a 0-0, it's this one, bro. I know. You never want to think about it being 0-0. You never want to think about it being 0-0. Have they had a 0-0 recently? Oh, my God. Oh, 2022 is the national. That was in the EFL Cup, too. Okay, they 0-0 in the EFL Cup, so maybe not in the league. But Liverpool at home against them 2-2, 2-1, 1-1, 2-2. What's the total at? Is it 2 or 3? All right, they're thinking 3. They're thinking 3 goals here. Both team scores at 1.57. I'm trying to think to myself, is this going to be the crazy type of draw, or is this going to be a low-scoring type of draw? Who's the ref? Good question. Kavanaugh. Ooh, Kavanaugh's the ref here, bro. Bit interesting. Bit interesting there. Last 0 in the league was 2015. Yeah, I don't think 0-0 is going to be the thing. I feel like goals are going to be hard to come by, though, no? Like, I feel like penalty awarded. This is definitely a great penalty awarded or VAR to be used in the match, most likely, I would say. If you ever had to pick one of those type of results. I might have to go look at those odds. It may post it. I think Arsenal will dominate in the midfield in that game. Let's go look at the midfield in this match. We're going to have Marino, Zubiamendi, and Rice against Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Wirtz. I mean, yeah. So far, though, Wirtz has not impressed me at all. Just it's early, right? Prem's not easy. Not everyone can just, hop into the Prem and get it done. But Wirtz has not looked that great to me just yet. Thinking about Arsenal's midfield here, I mean, it does look better. I wonder, though, with no Saka for Arsenal, how that affects things. No Saka for Arsenal, how that affects how dangerous they have to be, and how much responsibility Kirk is always like Gakpo have to deal with Madueke. Although Madueke, not the worst sub to replace Saka. Are they going to put 3 players on Pool's right side? Yes, I think he needs some muscle. That too, I do. He just looks a little bit smaller, but he just wasn't that technical either. Like when I was watching him, just try to send balls, through balls, just any type of passing, just seemed kind of mid. But maybe I was being a little harsh. I think Eze will start now. Will he? You think? I didn't think about Eze potentially starting in this match. What do you think is Arsenal wingers? Martinelli's Martinelli. He is who he is. We know who we know who he is. There's nothing really crazy about Martinelli at this point. Madueke, though, I'm a little intrigued by Madueke still. Maybe in this type of team, he could be dangerous. He could be dangerous here, but I think it depends. If Arteta tries to come out playing low block and just kind of play counterattack, and I think they're gonna struggle because I don't know if Gyökeres is that guy when you're defending. Like when your team is defending sitting back, I don't think you're gonna get the ball to Gyökeres and things are gonna happen. You need to be on the front foot for Gyökeres to be dangerous, I feel like. Don't really put confidence in for me to bet Arsenal money line. That is true too. Without Saka, it's tough. I think Arsenal could get 3 points. I don't know where it is. In Anfield would be so crazy to me. I'm pretty certain this game goes over. Liverpool defense has been poor to say the least. I know Arsenal have injuries, but they should still score while Liverpool should too. You think this game goes over? I'm feeling a 1-1 or a 2-2. But is this a game where Liverpool just goes crazy on them? I don't know if I see it. Let's look at the last matches they played. I feel like I could do a little bit help. 2-2. Okay, they played 2 matches last year, and they both went 2-2. Damn. And then after that, it seems like Arsenal won their home matchup. So Arsenal has... Wait, so let's just look at Anfield here. Arsenal sneaky gotten results. Result, friendly, result. There are a lot of draws here. They've had all 3 types of draws. 0-0, 2-2, 1-1, and 2-2. Even just in the Prem, forget the other ones, just in the Prem alone. Yeah, 2021, we're kind of getting a little outdated then. But yeah, just if we start at 2023, 2-2, 1-1, 2-2. I was thinking, and it's funny, before I even saw that, I was thinking 1-1 or 2-2 already. No way Arsenal will defend for their life. Arsenal feels like this feels like the type of match where even if Arsenal go down 1-0 early, they're not going to push immediately. They're going to chill. Like, they're going to chill. Yeah, I know it's boring, but I'm thinking 1-1. I'm thinking 1-1 in Liverpool Arsenal. I don't know, man. I want it to be a different match too for the sake of, entertainment, but I am thinking 1-1 in here. It's a way of Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta. Yeah, I think Arsenal know that a point would be pretty nice. I think Liverpool would try to push probably to get all 3, obviously, but I also do think that Liverpool probably know as long as they don't lose. Like, for example, they didn't lose against Arsenal in that was in May, though. I guess even in the 2023 in December, they didn't lose. I mean, it doesn't really make it, It's interesting. I think 1-1. I'm thinking 1-1 on this one. And then last but not least, I don't know who decided this game should be the last one. Like, should this game not be Liverpool-Arsenal? I wonder why it's not. All right, let's look at it, though. Aston Villa are 1.85 against Palace. Palace are 4. I think Aston Villa is going to win this, bro. I think that's just how it has to be. I cannot imagine Palace play Fredrikstad twice alongside of their 1-1 draw against against Forest at home, and now they have to go to Aston Villa. I can't imagine that. Gives Palace some rest time. Okay, that's true at least. Does your family watch games with you or just chill, or you with you or just to chill? My dad will occasionally watch games with me if I'm at home. I know he doesn't like it though. Kind of sad. I don't think my dad doesn't really like watching the games, but he'll do it just because he knows I like it. My mom will just falls asleep during anything. I could put on baseball, movie, any sport. She'll just probably fall asleep. But my dad will watch it. But footy puts him to sleep a little bit. I don't. It's kind of tough. It's funny. The only way my dad can stay awake if I'm watching a footy match is if I tell him I have a bet on it. If I say I'm on the over, I'm on this team, on this player, he'll stay awake. But if I don't tell him any of that, and I'm just like, I just want to watch it for the vibes, he will fall asleep. And there's like nothing I can do about it either. It is what it is. Playing that late on a Sunday is weird as fuck now. I think it's just because a Labor Day. Well, not Labor Day. I don't know why actually. No, because I don't think UK gives a rat's ass about Labor Day. Yeah, there's no Monday game. There's only 2 match days. It's just for Saturday, Sunday. Gambling brings families together. It just gets them off. It just gets them awake a little bit. This has to be an AI recording. It might be, bro. It might be. I do fear AI is gonna come for me eventually. Hopefully not though. I like to think I'm too weird for AI to pick up on it, but I don't know. Things are getting pretty crazy these days. Palace away, Villa home. Yeah, I'm thinking I don't know. This one just feels like a Villa win. I don't think I have too many things to go off of other than I think they win. What's both teams to score? 1.8. Nah, see, I think Palace can still score on them. Although, like, Villa haven't conceded a goal yet. No, right? Not this season they haven't, at least. I'm thinking, weirdly enough now, with all the match congestion for Palace, I'm either thinking 1-0 or 2-0 here. How government name on here? I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I didn't even know who you were. I still don't even know who you are. I don't know who you are from. Oh, you know what? I got it now. I figured out who you are. I got it now. I figured out who you are. Took a second. Nah, see, I knew it. I just had to sound the name out for a second. I said sound the name out for a second. What's good, bro? Is this like the 1-0? Villa bounce back needed. Okay, I'll let you guys kind of decide this one with me. 1-0 or 2-0? What are you guys feeling more? 1-0 or 2-0 in this match? I think I'm so down for both. I'm so down for both. I'm thinking, damn, I really don't know, actually. Like, I think I'm just so convinced on either one. 2-0? Is it Trey? Yeah, it's Trey, bro. You're thinking 2-0? Yeah, I'm thinking 2-0 just sounds right, bro. Villa -1 might be the play. I just think it's too many matches for Palace. This may be one they try to play. Like, this could be a match where Palace maybe are down early. They don't panic. They try throwing it late, and then they end up conceding another one. But I think it's like what you said. I think Villa have to go. I think Villa need the result in this match. They can't. Or I think they need the 3 points here. And that's what it is. They just need the 3 points here. They can't afford this. 2 for sure. Gahey's thoughts will be in Liverpool as well. I didn't even think about that. It's a good point. Excuse me. All right, I'll do that. I like it. It doesn't make sense to me. 2-0 Aston Villa Crystal Palace. Let me do a little recap here. Then on all of these predictions. 1 second. Gonna actually make that that TikTok as well if I can. Or am I not gonna be able to? Let me see. I guess I can't. I don't know why it won't let me. I'm just glad there's no Monday game, so my fantasy pain can be over in just 2 days. Wait, are you doing FPL? Are you in our sleeper league? I'm sorry, 52. Who are you? Do I know who you are, 52? Or are you just you're stopping by? Dude, why is this not working? I don't know if I messed it up or what, but my vertical little camera thing is not doing what I want it to do. I guess I'll just record it normally then. Kind of annoying, but we'll make it work. How many Sunderland fans do you know? I got it then. I got it. What's good, bro? Yeah. What's good, bro? Like I said, I don't ever put it together if someone's like someone I don't know off the top of my head. All right. So I've just completed doing all of my Premier League predictions for match week 3. This is what I got. Chelsea and Fulham going with a Chelsea 2-0 win. Manchester United and Burnley. I think United do have that bounce back. They win 3-0 against Burnley. Sunderland and Brentford. I am going with a 1-1 draw. Tottenham versus Bournemouth. I'm going with a 2-1 Tottenham win. Wolves versus Everton. I am going with a 1-0 Wolves win. Leeds versus Newcastle. I'm going with a lovely 1-1 draw. Brighton versus Manchester City. I think this is the probably the craziest game of the match week. I'm going with a 3-2 Manchester City win. Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. I'm going with a 2-0 Nottingham Forest win. Liverpool versus Arsenal. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. And then the final match, I'm going with a 2-0 Aston Villa win over Crystal Palace. So a little recap there. Review draw results in ELM Conference League. I can't, bro. I would love to, but I can't. I actually have to go. I just wanted to get this prediction video, just put it on YouTube, and you know, hopefully the style. Hopefully people enjoy the style a little bit. Hopefully people enjoy the style of a little bit back and forth here. Just, you know, go live on YouTube, you know, occasionally more. So if you're watching on YouTube and you got this far, I find that crazy to believe. But if you did get this far, like, subscribe, and, you know, hit that little bell button so you can be on the next one as well. So you can be on the next one as well, so we can do some predictions together. And, you know, let me know. Who knows? I mean, we can come back and look at these videos and see who had the right prediction. So even if you guys are watching right now, definitely in the comment section, just, like, drop your, you know, tell me your Chelsea result. Tell me which one of these matches is your favorite result. Which bet you like the most, which guy you're going for scoring, anything. Let me know anything in the comments so I can read those while I'm on my vacation. All right, boys? We'll be live again next week. I'll be live again next week. Love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. And I will catch you guys on the next one. All right. Love you guys. Peace.